Order. Can everyone please stand for the pledge? Thank you. Agenda. I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to place a capital request for irrigation on the agenda. Do I have a second? Any discussion? Seeing none, the motion to amend the agenda has been approved and the, oh, yeah, how about that? All in favor? Thank you. Try that again. Motion to amend the agenda has been approved and the capital request for irrigation will be added to the capital request portion of this agenda. Approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from November 22nd regular meeting? Do I have a second? Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Most approval of minutes have passed. Thank you. Good morning and welcome to our December Ocean Pines Association Board of Directors meeting. We appreciate everyone taking the time to join us this morning, especially right around the holiday. As you drive through the Pines, I hope you're able to enjoy the holiday decorations installed and put up by our Public Works, our Ocean Pines team, as well as the many beautiful decorated homes in our community. Further in this meeting, we'll have great news to share as it relates to the golf club. I'll let John Viola share that information in his presentation. We had an extremely successful Toys for Tots event at the Yacht Club, hosted by the Touch of Italy last week, December 12th. A couple of other community events I'd just like to highlight. Music Bingo, or Mingo, I guess it's called, at the golf club is on Mondays, 4 to 6. The golf club is hosting happy hours during the weekend for NFL games. Stop in and check it out for the many specials they have going on. Ocean Pines Rec and Parks is hosting a bus trip to the Washington Capitol game on January 31st. More information at Rec and Parks. Touch of Italy has sold out the New Year's celebration, which should be a great time. I believe there's still a waiting list for that. If you're interested, please contact the Yacht Club. Thursday nights normally are packed with trivia at the Yacht Club with several Touch of Italy menu specials. Again, if you haven't tried it, stop on by and check it out. Ocean Pines Rec and Parks will be hosting a murder mystery event on February 21st. That's been published. It looks like a pretty interesting and fun event there as well. So stop on out, try some of these things out if you haven't. The Budget and Finance Committee and the Board of Directors have started the budgeting process for our next fiscal year. We had two very productive meeting sessions this week. We'll be planning a town hall to review with the owners sometime in January to be determined. We also had a meeting with the team from the DMA Reserves. Lots of time and energy from many team members from Ocean Pines and the leadership team went into these efforts they've been working on for quite a while. It's a lot of work. This reserve study is extremely important to preserve long-term improvements in the financial health of our communities. I can't emphasize how important that is for our long-term future. This board of directors is looking forward to a great 2026 and working to complete many projects we have on the horizon. Hope everyone has a great holiday season and Merry Christmas, and thank you for attending here this morning. We can move on to general manager comments.
Thank you, John. So we start off with the first page. We always start off with that. We try to put some pictures relating to what's going on in Ocean Pines so you can see all the festive and ornaments, and we try to get everybody involved in it. This year, every year we enhance the holiday decorations, and in addition to this, you saw all the buildings were lit up. We got a lot of good feedback on that, so very happy. Turn page. All right, so here's what we'll talk about today. But before I start, I'd like to introduce Joe Ernste. He wants to talk to everybody about a few things with the holiday season. Joe?
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
There we go. It's only taken like 3 years, but it's fine. It's fine. We're good. We're getting there. So good morning. Just wanted to go over a couple safety reminders with the holidays. We still have Kwanzaa going on, Hanukkah going on, Kwanzaa, Christmas. We get really excited about these holidays, and then as soon as they happen, they kind of like become the back of our mind. So things like our Christmas trees. If you have a live Christmas tree, please continue to water it or remove it from your house. They will go up like that if they are dry. So keep in mind, any holidays with candles, be careful where you put them. Don't put them in places where the cat can knock them over and things like that. Additionally, we're in that cold time of the year where a lot of people are going to be getting, space heaters for the holiday gifts or heating blankets and things like that. Just make sure that if you are using things like that, you turn them off when you leave your house. We had an incident about 2 years ago at this point where there was a report that someone's house was on fire. When we got there, we made entry. The house was not on fire, but it was about 95 degrees in the house because there was a bunch of space heaters and a bunch of heating blankets that were all turned on, and there was nobody home. So that is a fire waiting to happen. So just keep that in mind. The little things that you can do, just turning things off, turning your light switches off, unplugging the holiday lights when you're leaving for the weekend, are all going to just help make sure that it keeps your house safe, but it's also going to keep the community safe as well. In addition to the safety reminders, we also have our Santa cruise through the Pines tonight. So starting at 6:30 p.m., going from the Point down to the North Gate, we're going to be bringing Santa Claus around, and then we're going to end up at the North Station at the train display, where we're going to be raffling off the 2025 Jeep Wrangler. So today is the last day to get tickets for the Jeep. Tickets are $100. If anybody wants a ticket, I have tickets today, or you can still get them online through 1 p.m. today or at the display tonight. So besides that, happy holidays to everybody, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, let's go to the initiatives. Okay, so the South Station Firehouse, that's the big one. We've been working on it, planning for several years. I believe we have a solid plan, a solid building. We are very close to the contract, probably will happen within the next week, and we will come to the board with that, hopefully for approval and sign off. I am working, or we are working with the attorneys, and so far so good. All righty, so hopefully over the next week or two, and we will have Joey there reviewing. Golf course irrigation, and I have Justin here today. He'll be requesting from the board with me irrigation. So we're right on track. Phase 2 began early this month, currently working on number 4 and marking all new irrigation head locations with pin flags. So basically to get that front 9 done this year, and the total cost is $810,000. Boat slips is on hold. Turn the page. Clubhouse Pavilion status green. Obviously, we're working with Touch of Italy. They have plans for we're going to put in a pavilion. They'll put in an outside kitchen. That seems to be on track. They will be doing, or at least they're planning on doing some work inside the bar, and that's under them. Yacht Club kitchen status also green. We met with TOI. We met with Vista, and hopefully over the next week or two, they'll have their plans and they'll be able to start doing their work, and we'll start putting bids out for construction. We have several contractors that have reached out to us that they want to do the bids on that, so we'll post it, and hopefully we get some nice bids. Beach Club, I'm going to still leave it at green. Touch of Italy had planned to do work on the downstairs over this winter. He updated me the other day and said that they probably won't do that until next year, along with the other work upstairs. So it's fine with us. So most of the work the construction will be next year, but obviously the planning, the permitting, and all that stuff, he has hopefully enough time to do that. Turn the page. Proposed budget 2026-27, as John mentioned, we just finished 2, I believe, very good days reviewing the budget, very deep dive by Budget and Finance, which has been described by one of the board members to me that they do a very deep dive every year, and we certainly saw that, and we're a better association for that. The board yesterday had some very, very good questions, a couple of things that I hadn't addressed before, and we did address it, and I think everybody was satisfied on that. proposed $40 increase in assessment. So we've talked about this before, and if anybody listened to the updates the last 2 days, so the proposed budget does have a $40 increase in it. To break it down at a high level, we know about $25 to pay for the firehouse, which I think is a modest cost considering what we're doing. And we really didn't, as an association, and that's all I'm saying, as an association, we really didn't fund that like we do everything else for whatever reason, but certainly on track with that. And I believe with all the pre-planning and all the work from both sides, we have a very good building. I believe everybody will be happy. The other $15, as you know, over the last couple of weeks, we received an increase in our wastewater and water bill like every other homeowner. That equated for Ocean Pines somewhere around $20 after we subtracted out and allocated to Touch Italy. So they got a big hit on that in the food and beverage. We were able to offset some of it with proposed increases in some of the amenities, which we allocated those costs to. Again, proposed at this point. The increased cost of safety, we're just pointing out that, again, we've covered this. Safety is very important to me, to us, to everybody here, certainly in our surveys. If I go back several years ago, 10, 12, 15 years ago, the cost of safety on our assessment, and our assessment at the time was higher, was probably around 20, 22%. It is now 43% for many reasons that we've explained. That's pretty much been covered with the organic growth, the expense reduction, the repurposing of expenses, just an overall team effort, and of course with the fire department and the police department, that we've been able to keep that within the assessment. Town Hall to be scheduled in January. Linda's setting that up. We'll try to make it similar to the date in the past. And then just want to make sure I say this clear that there's no misunderstanding. The board will probably vote on approval of the budget. Steve's laughing at me. In February. I do not want to give the misnomer that it's already rubber stamped, because in no way it's not. But they do have to approve it in February because there's X amount of days that we have to have an approved budget before the first of the fiscal. Turn the page. Okay, so public safety percentage of the assessment, you know, since it is a big part, and a few people asked me to include that. So you can see if you go all the way over to the right, where the percentage is around 42, 44, and that's basically, Steve broke it out for us. The police is around 27%, and the fire EMS is somewhere around 16% of your assessment. Okay. All right. So leaf. No, we're not up to the. Where's the max? Oh. All right. So we're up to a maintenance slide. So we do want to talk about that, and some of you have probably seen Public Works is out there removing leaves from the mediums, as well as the parks, as well as all the ditches that are owned by Ocean Pines or that are part of our parks or whatever. Last year, there was a gentleman that came in, and rightfully so, he said to me, hey, you know, you're asking us to do the leaves, and we still see leaves in White Horse Park ditches and everything. So we're on that this year. I appreciated the feedback. Last year, we did have it on the list, but we've expedited it this year. I just want to say, I call this program Together We're Better. Everything that Ocean Pines has done with the ditches, with the leaves, and I appreciate it. It has really made a difference in the drainage, along with all the work that we've done on the pipes. So thank you all. Together we're better. The bags are located, if you want to purchase bags at a discount, which are a lower price than in Home Depot or Lowe's, please go to Public Works, and they are certainly discounted to what you would pay at Home Depot. Okay. Leaf collection. I believe this is Linda.
Okay, leaf collection. We just want to send a reminder that ditches are to be kept clear of the leaves and debris. Homeowners' responsibility for maintaining their ditches per Section 10D of the Declaration of Restrictions. Yard is still open through January 3rd, excluding the holiday, of course. And as John was saying, Public Works is selling the bags 50 cents per bag, so it's even more discounted this month. And Public Works and Republic will no longer be collecting loose leaves and debris. There's a few people that are putting them out, and Republic has been reporting them to us, and we are contacting those owners. And a press release was put out actually on December 11th on all this. Recreation and Parks, I'm including this. They had an event last night. It's the PEP Club. It's called People Enjoying People. It goes through the Worcester County Developmental Center. It was a community-wide event. We had a lot of people donate gifts to each of the participants. This is the first time that each of the participants received a gift. So I just want to give kudos to the Recreation Department and all the volunteers. If anyone ever wants to volunteer for any of these rec events, please see Debbie Donahue. And thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Claus for attending the event. So they were there last night, and then we have the Santa swim today. So Santa's being busy this week. So metrics for the month: CPI violations, 14 new violations, 21 closed. 95 of the 127 still open are illegal. I signed around 25 affidavits this week alone. So they are moving. I'll have a more updated list probably in the next few weeks of any kind of court dates coming forward. Work orders, 52 new work orders, 36 closed, 211 still open, with the majority still open in drainage, 72. So we are working on that as well. And customer service, 39 emails and phone calls, and any questions, email info@oceanpines.org.
Thank you, Linda. Okay, so the financials for November, they have been posted. Steve posted them. So they are out there for everybody, and I do encourage everybody to please go through them. There's a lot of very good results in there. So, as you know, I have to report the GM reports, favorable, unfavorability to the budget. That's what our governing body documents tell me or tell us that we need to do, and we certainly adhere to that. And we probably adhere more than what is required. When you look at this, go to the right. Bottom line, 31,000. We've been trained to do that. That's favorable. That's favorable to budget. That's where we are for the month. The detail is there by the amenities, by Rec and Parks, and the support groups and the safety, where the favorability is. What I do want to point out, and I'll point out this also goes for the year to date, this is the best way at a high level to everybody. When you look at that favorability, it's a combination, it's a mix of two items. And it's revenue and our expenses, since we're dealing with operating profit here. What I like to see, and we certainly saw it this month, was that revenue came in positive to budget and expenses came in under budget. And that's been our trend, and it's worked successfully for almost 7 years. It continues. Sooner or later, obviously, the expense efficiencies and effectiveness, that kind of, you get all of it, but we still maintain that we do that. The revenue is coming in positive, so that's good. Same thing for the year to date. The revenue's over budget and the expenses are under budget. So let me just highlight some of them there. I'll go back to the month so they can. So, golf continues, it's favorable. Food and beverage was unfavorable to budget. However, when you look at it compared to last year and you look at it to even the proposed budget, in this proposed budget, it's probably easily $30 because of the results that we're getting from the lease and Touch Italy on the budget favorability that helps offset some of the safety expenses. So always something good to see. Turn the page. All right, so the year to date were favorable, 366,000. That is down from last year in November. Some may get a correlation with that. You really can't judge on that. But we still are favorable. We're estimating to be favorable at the end of the year, maybe around 500,000 to budget. And just to keep in mind the mechanics, we would need that in order to start with the next budget, with how much money we used for retained earnings. Okay, there's your numbers, and I'm very happy with all of it. Rec and Parks, I want to highlight that. We certainly have gotten efficiency there. Linda mentioned a lot of different programs. We've gotten a lot of different programs there, as well as everywhere else. Turn the page.
John?
Yes. Yep. Stuart.
Yeah, under safety for police, that 37,000 favorable. That's because we have a couple openings still.
Correct. We do have overtime that kind of eats into it. It's not all from the open position. There's some other mix in there, but correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, offset by overtime. Anybody else? Any other big numbers up there? There's a bigger number up there. Okay, so turn the page. So unaudited reserve summary, these are unaudited. So where are we going to be on 4/30/26? This is a forecast. You look down bottom right corner, we'll be somewhere around $6 million. And that's a key number. And if anybody listened to the DMA presentation, that number is a starting point. And if I was to just give a high level right now on the DMA, we're on track. We had mentioned all year long, all of us, that we were in a Goldilocks situation today. And the DMA study definitely supported that. It's a very valuable tool where we go out about 25, 27 years, and we can track, especially the next 5, 10 years, where we see, and I would use the term modest, but everything is relative when it comes to increases. There will be some, modest increases, modest, again, it's relative over the next several years, but we can plan for that. Turn the page. All right, Treasury.
Treasurer's report, Monica.
Morning. As of November 30, 2025, the association had approximately $15.6 million in cash. Cash decreased by $517,000 from the same time period last year. Cash decreased $863,000 from October 2025. We have $7.9 million invested in CDARS. We recognize $45,000 in interest income for the month. And the remaining $7.7 million is in insured cash sweep accounts, treasury bills, money marketing, and other operating accounts diversified between 2 local banks.
Thank you, Monica. Next, we'll move on to public comments. Members wishing to make comments must state their name and address. Time limit for comments is 5 minutes per person. As a reminder, it's not a question and answer forum. If you have questions, please come forward, state your name and address.
Monica Rakowski, 34 Cannon Drive. I just want to say thanks to everybody online here present for your dedication and interest in following this and being involved. So I wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and look forward to seeing you in the new year.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, Monica.
Any other public comments? Please come forward. Seeing none, we'll close the floor. Do you have a comment? Yes, sir. Come forward.
Giuseppe Giovanni, Shaw, 96 White Horse, 5 Pines. I just want to make you aware of something that went on with the Maryland Home Improvement Commission, just so you're on page with it. Apparently, a lot of the companies from the other side of the bridge have bought companies down here and moved in down here. And they want, excuse me, they want someone to represent this area from Ocean City to Somerset, all the way up to Easton. And there's been quite a few violations. And these have been done by the homeowners more than the board. The board is basically not involved with this, but a lot of homeowners have used illegals to do these works around here. And it's getting back to them and they don't like it. So they're going to do this. Now they asked me to do it. I've been along with them a long time. I know them in Baltimore. They're on Calvert Street. I've got a lot of books to publish and different things I'm doing, so I really don't think I'm going to be involved in it. But somebody is down here, and they're going to be very stringent about it. So I'm giving you a heads up. If you're a homeowner, you got to be aware of what the laws are down here, okay, for your own good. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Second thing is, when you do these drawings or you do these buildings like the Beach Club and everything that you're doing here, what I always did, I built a lot of houses and I built a lot of remodels and did a lot of things in my lifetime. But if you take a regular sheet of paper and you put the plot on there and you put your drawings on what your proposals are, you can take them down to Worcester County or Wycomico or Ocean City, and give them the proposal out of your code book and give them some information on it. It saves you a lot of money, saves you a lot of time, and saves you a lot of aggravation. So when you talk to your engineering people or your drawing people, you can come into them from power. Like, I like to have the power over top of them to a degree. You don't want to be pushed around by them or go there and say, oh, I'd like to do this. Just go there with authority, go there and say, here's the beach club, here's what we're proposing. Then go to the fire marshal. Anytime you do anything that you're proposing, try and get to that fire marshal. And he will help you and put you on the same page with the engineer people, so you're aware of this, and it saves you a lot of money and time and effort. So that's all.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll close the floor for public comments. John, capital request?
Thank you, John, and we do have one, and I will read the request, and it's not up there. And, but I just want to say that Justin's here. Credit to Justin, credit to everybody, but credit to Justin. He does want to answer any questions this board or anybody else has. We understand this is a big number, so we are here and we're prepared to answer any questions as always. Irrigation replacement, requesting authorization to go forward with staff recommendation of $406,000 for Irrigation Services, Inc. This work would start somewhere around February and March, and would definitely, well, I'll let Justin answer those questions.
Go ahead, Stuart.
Justin, when we originally did our idea of how much the irrigation was going to cost, why is this being added in? I mean, it seems like a long way to go from, what was it, the 11th tee, the front, all the way to the dark side for a water line? I don't understand.
Yep. So we have been phasing in the project, and so we've just kind of been piecing together kind of as we go different sections of the golf course. Yep. So we're basically just looking to, while we have the contractor on site already doing work, we rebid other phases and look at different prices, and then based on the bid numbers, if they're good, then we kind of, instead of mobilizing the contractors again, we use them to complete another section of the project.
So we also believe that we're getting better prices as opposed to waiting a year. And, you know, the biggest issue, unfortunately, for the leaks and whatever happens, they're on the fairways that are furthest from where it all starts. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, you got it. Thank you.
I think I understand, Justin. This is work that was already going to be, we were going to do this next year. As we move it forward, the company is on site. Rather than send them away, bring them back next year, we can keep them on the job and keep moving and achieve efficiencies. But we're going to spend, this was in the plan anyway. Is that correct?
Now, the plan was, we were planning this over 4 years, which was still on track. But again, and to answer Stuart's question, we found out from dealing with it that we can actually get efficiencies, a better price while they're here. And we can take care of certain areas where the leaks are the worst. So we've labeled it as emergency, and we still stand by that.
Elaine?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, because the entire scope of the project is not changing.
Correct,
It's just that you're
correct.
bringing some other ones in earlier, one for efficiency and probably to save a little bit of money. So it's
Correct.
not that we're adding
Nothing's
to the
changed.
project. It's
Correct.
just that the timing has changed,
Yep.
which makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was trying
Yeah,
to
okay,
articulate,
no,
and
yep.
did a poor job of it.
No.
Thank
No. That was me.
Stuart? All right, Mr. Parks?
really should not take place until you have a motion on the floor and it was seconded.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve a capital request of $406 for purchase of irrigation system? Do I have a second? Any discussion? Further discussion, I should say. Seeing none, I'll call in question. All in favor, say aye. This motion passes. Thank you. CPI violations.
I'm going to be removing the CPI violation. Actually read by this morning, and the one extra boat has been removed. So no CPI violations for this month.
Perfect. There is no unfinished business. New business, Director Hebner, first reading of Resolution M06.
Thank you, John. The topic is a revision to Resolution M06, the elections and referendums procedures. I'm proposing this first reading to accomplish 5 changes to Resolution M06, elections and referendum procedures based upon feedback from the election committee. Changes will correct difficulties encountered during the year's election process this year. First change that is proposed. In Section 5, candidate applications, proposing changing the time allocated for solicitation of additional candidates when the list of eligible candidates is less than 2 more than the vacancies to be filled. The current allotted time is between June 1st and the 3rd Friday in June, which for this next election would be the 19th of June. I'm proposing changing allotted time to 7 business days. This would change deadline from June 19th to June 9th. This excessive time period was found to adversely affect the proper time of significant voting process events. Change 2, Section 3, voting deadline. I am proposing changing voting deadline from prior to the end of the association regular hours to noon on the Wednesday before the annual meeting. The end of regular business hours can make it challenging to organize overnight delivery to vote to the voting contractor. Change 3, Attachment A, Section 7, Paragraph C. Proposing adding more detailed narrative for the association's secure ballot box ballot preparation, and that is adding in prepared utilizing the same instructions which indicate the marking and return of ballots. That was not in there before. The lack of this detail led to ballot return preparation confusion when using the drop box. Change 4. When we were going through this in Attachment A, Section 9, Paragraph G, there was a comma missing, so it's just to add a comma. And the last change, 5, Attachment A, Section 11, Paragraph C, Subparagraph 4, proposing defining the time frame for the post-election committee meeting. The current time is defined from as the day of the annual meeting or soon as possible after the annual meeting. The proposed time frame is no later than 5 days after the annual meeting.
Thank you, Jeff. The second reading for this will take place at our January meeting. Moving forward to appointments, there are none. Adjournment, we'll move to adjournment. Motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? All in favor? This meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great holiday. Merry Christmas.